This comedy store for a brand new episode of Kill Tony Volume 4. Give it up for Tony and Hello!
Good. I like this. You guys ready for a crazy Monday night or what? I can feel the energy. There's like an extra light on or something. It feels good. Is it that back neon? Is that normally on?
I think this light's usually not so bright.
Wow, I think we got... Put your hands together for new light bulbs at the comedy store. They perform here so often that it's a noticeable difference when they replace the light bulbs from 1972. It's good to be here. A lot of fun things that we have to promote right at the top of the show. We're doing the LA Podfest. This podcast that you're at, ladies and gentlemen, Kill Tony, it's doing the LA Podfest. When are those dates?
It's next month. I think it's the 20th. We're doing the Friday show. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it's the 23rd, maybe. But it's next month. You go to lapodfest.com for tickets. And we're picking people out who perform on Kill Tony to come with us. So we're going to pick like 5 or 7 people or something like that.
Yeah, so be a new, interesting person and sign up for the show. And I'm doing Boston's Wilbur Theater October 8th. That's a really big deal if you're listening to the live podcast streaming right now. Boston. That's where I'll be October 8th. Chicago this Friday. Detroit Saturday. And Toronto Sunday with the Oddball Comedy Fest this weekend. So if you're listening live there, why not come out and see me and a bunch of funny people at the Oddball something. Oddballcomedyfest.com. Something like that. Hi, live audience. Welcome back from the promotion part of you're in a live podcast. It gets weird for a second. I understand that it's weird for you, but for the people listening around the world, they get to see me. Like I'm in Australia the last week of October, doing a one-man fucking tour, headlining shows in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. How about that? Last week of October. So if you're listening from Australia, good day, mate, to you. We have Jamie Vernon on the HD camera. Put your hands together for him. Ryan J. Ebelt joined tonight's episode. There he is, the house artist. All of his prints are available at ryanjebelt.com, and including the movie poster that is the official Kill Tony merch. So find that all at ryanjebelt.com. You guys ready to get into tonight's show or what? Here we go. Bring up the guests first? Awesome. I will bring up the guests before we bring up the band. It seems like they are being delayed for some reason. So let's just do that. Every single week we have 2 of the funniest comedians in the world on this show. We always surprise you with who they could possibly be. This week's no different. Put your hands together for 2 of my favorite human beings in the world. Doug Benson and Jerron Horton. We are live. Hi, everybody. You guys are in it. Doug Benson's Periscope.
I'm periscoping you guys. 285.
Yeah, 285 human beings more.
Where should I tell them to go, Tony, so you can just watch it on the internet?
DeathSquad.live.
DeathSquad.live, fuckers.
Yes, live streaming podcast.
Shut them down.
We are the number
This show
one.
is about who's here right now. Or watching right now.
Have them come to Kill Tony, the number one live podcast in the world. Jerron, how are you? This is your first time on the show. Jerron, for you listeners that don't know, is one of my favorite human beings, one of the funniest comedians that has come up through the ranks here at the store. And he's a writer and performing on the new Showtime show, I'm Dying Up Here.
Yeah. That's
Not only is he a writer for that, he's on, you motherfucking bums. And of course, the return of the great Doug Benson, one of our favorite
everybody. Taylor Rizzo's in the house. Are you in the bowl? I'll recuse myself if you perform. I know that guy.
There's always fun.
Yeah, I'm only here for the people I haven't seen before. But real quick plug for me.
Yeah.
This Wednesday, August 31st, or a couple 2-3 weeks ago, if you're watching this later or listening to it later, is the premiere of my new. Whoa! I just hit a banana peel while sitting still. My new show, Pitch Off, on Screen Junkies Plus. You gotta go to Screen Junkies Plus. 3 or 4 people know what that is. And they're home of honest trailers, movie fights, lots of great shows. And that's where you go to see my new show, Pitch Off.
Pitch Off!
Yeah.
There's its jingle right there with Doug Thompson. So is the band ready, Josh?
Yes.
You can't just say that. You're going to throw everything off.
already be out here.
Sound just like him.
Yes.
Josh Martin is opening up for Joe Rogan this weekend.
How awesome is that? What
Theater.
Upgrade.
Josh Martin doing theaters for the first time. What's this world coming to?
I love it. He's
There might
doing
be a
like
flying pig in the bucket tonight, everybody.
next week. He's doing like 2,000 people.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Droopy Dog, is the band ready? They don't believe they are.
Hey, Josh, is the band ready?
Going up.
Oh, they are. They are.
Yeah.
They're ready?
All right.
Oh, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, always with a brand new, interesting entrance every week, somewhat topical, always interesting. One of my favorite bands in the world. It's the Kill Tony Band. Pat Reagan and Joel Jimenez.
And it's easy to miss what really goes on. But I've seen miracles in every way. And I see miracles every day. Ocean span beyond my sight. And a million stars way above them at night. You don't have to be high to look at the know that's a miracle open wide. Look at the mountains, trees, the
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Wow.
What up, Tony? What up?
I would almost call this a posse, but there's only one of you.
Well, Violent J, he's sharpening his hatchet backstage. You know, he's about to be out here. You know, much clown love to all you Kill Tony fans.
Wow, it's such an honor to have you on the show. Normally the entrance is somewhat topical. Is the Insane Clown Posse in the news or
No,
something?
we always relevant, Tony. We always relevant. We stay relevant.
Did they sell Faygo and went with Diet Pepsi now? So
Hey, we're on the West Coast. You know, we couldn't get the rights to Faygo. Diet Pepsi, what up? Shout out.
Put your hands together for the other half of the Insane Clown Posse. Pat Reagan, ladies and gentlemen.
It's hurting and it feels the rooting from the floor to the ceiling. I see miracles all around me. Stop and look around.
Wow, that is scary as fuck.
I don't care for this at all.
The Insane Clown Posse with an acoustic guitar. How's it going, man?
Oh, good, man. Just living that juggalo life.
Posse Unplugged.
I'm excited for this. You guys did some real makeup. Put your hands together for Pat Reagan and Joel Jimenez. Wow.
If you want to do this on the regular, you should call yourselves Posse Riot.
The party has begun. The party has begun. Doug just did a 12-minute into the show joke. 7 minutes into the show. We're getting the party started early. There's a little mouse going around here somewhere. I don't know exactly what that means. But let's just get into the show. You motherfuckers ready or what? Here's what happens. My comedians signed up tonight for the chance to do 60 seconds uninterrupted of stand-up or anything in the world on the stage. And afterwards we talk to them about who they are as a human being and what else happened during that set, what we know about them. Comedians, you know your 60 seconds is up when you hear the sound of a kitty. That means wrap it up then, or else you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear. There you go. Very intimidating bear tonight. A little bit sleepy, perhaps going into hibernation at some point. Oh, there he is, woken up. Wow, that's real. Some real 40s comedy for you. We're a real Abbott Costello up here. There you go. Back to the safety mouse. All right. Safety mouse.
West Hollywood.
When everything fails, hit the mouse button.
West Hollywood Bear would be homophobic, but we are indeed in West Hollywood.
The safety mouse is actually really funny. When everything goes bad, you or the sound of... All right, okay. So you guys ready to start the show or what? Hang on. Someone's about to be on stage for 60 seconds continuously, uninterrupted, and they go by the name of Spencer Callender.
It has been hot in this city lately. And it harkened me back to a time like in December where it was actually cold here for 2 seconds. Colder than here than in New York City. So cold, in fact, there was this homeless veteran on the side of the freeway. Now, I don't normally support the troops, but I got a couple bucks out. But as I got closer to this guy, I saw he had a Santa hat on and a sign that said, "Merry Christmas, God bless." Does this inconsiderate piece of shit not know it's happy holidays? We live in the most verbally progressive city in the world. You can't get on Twitter and find out what words are not trending. No wonder you have no legs, because you're careless. You're careless with your words and with your actions. People think I'm gay. Just the other day, I was riding my bike.
Sure, go ahead, Spencer. Finish that if you want.
Riding my bike with my lady, mind you, and I fell. I hit my head. I already felt like an idiot. And I'm getting out of the road, and this truck drives around the corner, almost hits me, yells out the window, "Get out of the road, you stupid lesbian."
There, is that it? Fuck yeah. Spencer Calendar. Fuck yeah. How's it going? I love that. You have a certain thing about you. Can't figure out what it is. Where are you from?
Long Beach.
Long Beach. Oh, that now it's all starting to make sense.
Did you ever rent a place behind OJ's house?
No, but he did host a show I was on here one time, which was bizarre.
That guy, what's his name?
Kato!
Yeah, Kato Kaler. That's
Kato.
right. All right.
All right, Spencer. How long have you been on stand-up?
1 year and 4 months.
Wow. Spencer Calendar. Is that your real last name?
It is, yeah. It's with a K, if that makes it.
Do you have anything to say about that?
Why? What happened?
I thought that was so funny what you said earlier. You whispered in my ear. Spencer Calendar is his name.
Oh, yeah. No, that was just for you, that one.
Oh, okay. All right, wow.
When he got introduced, I just said to him, because it's so dumb, I was just like, oh, Spencer Calendar, he's funny all year round.
See? There you go. That's what
But I had to, once I was caught and you set it up, I had to negate it before I said it.
I like that.
Always gotta apologize when you know it might not work.
I just thought he was the third member of that band. I didn't know that he was going to be like a whole other comedy.
Jerron, shooting for
What
three.
band are we talking
I
about?
thought he was this band. I thought he was part of this band.
Oh, he forgot to put on the face,
Yeah,
so
I thought
he
he
just
was
threw on a wig.
Spencer, I like your style though. Do you always dress like that, or were you auditioning to be David Spade?
Joe Dirt 3.
Joe Dirtiest. Spencer, what do you do for work?
I bartend, I take care of a guy with Alzheimer's. And
Wow, at the same time? That's awesome. Getting the party started, getting people to forget their lives and getting other guys to remember. Very good.
You just keep saying
That's all
over
that gets?
in
A
the
bartender
bar.
and an Alzheimer's? Sons of bitches aren't even
It's a tough
listening.
crowd, Tony.
You just want one dick joke after the other, don't you? I can just tell this audience. You want Monday dick jokes. Sometimes
So, is it tough doing comedy without Wayne by your side? Let me ask you this seriously, though. In all sincerity, we're not here to make fun of the comics. I just want to say, how is the hair on top? Is it like a normal? Do you have weird hair? Yeah.
It's good hair.
So, did you throw the hat on just because you didn't get a chance to wash your hair, or you really wear the hat a lot?
He always wears that.
That was the hat's worn a
Because the
lot.
hat makes it look like two dog ears hanging out from under your. It looks like you're on Snapchat. You really do.
This seems too hillbilly, though. And then people think I'm a redneck if I do it behind my ear. So I've got hair.
Yeah,
for
no,
life.
I'm just saying lose the hat.
Lose it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was saying, because guys with a hat on, all you're doing in the audience, like this guy in the front row, he's like, everybody doesn't know I have a receding hairline. I'm pulling it off.
What if it's on the way?
Really? No, so you got a full head of hair too.
Look at that full head of hair. How
Fucking
dare you,
don't waste
Doug?
a hat on a full head of hair. It's the lesson I'm oh
Damn
no!
right.
Hey, a vehicle's crashing into the building. Let's evacuate.
Hey Tony. Hey Tony.
Yeah.
I got a magic trick.
Oh, you do it?
Yeah, I think you're really gonna like it.
Okay, let's see it.
Joel, can I get a drum roll, please?
don't know what just happened, but I think Pat teleported me from the goddamn comedy jam all the way up to Kill Tony.
Wow! I'll take that trade any day.
Oh no, the magic is wearing off!
Oh no, that means he probably heard what I said. Wow! That was an amazing magic trick. Can you make it happen again and just stay the other way? I'm just kidding, Pat. I love
Happy to be here, Tony.
Pat's the greatest in the world. He's the band leader, the master of the universe.
It was really depressing now. Like, I thought Jeremiah was going to stay.
Yeah, I thought you were both just gonna come back.
Ta-da.
He could only do a pop-in, huh? Spencer.
It's a miracle.
I love that. That's an amazing magic trick. One more time for Pat Reagan, ladies and gentlemen. That makeup is scary as hell, not gonna lie. Your makeup is truly scaring me tonight.
Gee, I'm really, dude, it was like, whatever. Continue.
Was there really did a magic trick just happen? I gotta stop looking at my phone. I didn't catch any magic tricks. Just a guy came out and played the sax.
Spencer, this guy you've been taking care of that has Alzheimer's, how long you been taking care of him?
About a year now.
What's that like? Anything funny happen with that ever?
No, usually it's just hindsight, like he'll shit in my car sometimes, or just like, he straight up just punched me in the face in bathrooms at Arby's. So it's just like, he used to be a fireman who was like a man's man, now he's just like angry Mexican dude who's only 62, can't remember shit, and he just freaks out sometimes.
Does he ever forget to pay you?
No, I got his debit card, I'm good.
Are you stealing from him?
No, would never.
Fucking up.
Spencer,
How he said "for never" sounded like he totally steals from that guy. Have you noticed? Did you notice that?
Never, I would never.
So you do steal from him.
where are you a bartender at?
Long Beach,
What's it
called Red Table.
Is that like a dive bar?
No,
It sounds fancy.
it's more
Red
upscale
Table.
rich people,
Yeah, it's communist.
Yeah. It's a lot of communists, yeah.
Yeah, at the red table.
By the water, boat people, rich white boat people.
Do you have any special fun hobbies or skills or talents or anything?
Special fun hobbies.
Like, do you collect Zika mosquitoes? I know, it was kind of a
My
non
mom's
sequitur.
boyfriend did die of West Nile virus, so
What?
it's closed. It's closed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Is it Africa or something?
No, Long Beach. Long
Yeah,
Beach
West Nile.
mosquito.
Wow.
Long Beach will get
I
you.
think I have my
Don't worry.
disease is confused.
We had West Nile in Georgia.
Wow, that's gross.
You know why
so
we
to
don't
bring
have
it
that
down.
anymore?
How come?
Because East Nile and West Nile rumbled and East Nile won.
Squash and beef settle.
Spencer, anything else interesting about you?
Hey, Spencer, did you get down with the Juggalos?
You know I get down with the juggalos. I see till I die, baby. Fango, juggalos. Other interesting stuff, just do comedy all the time. See this guy at his home a lot at Marty's, so it was nice to see Jerron on stage. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It was
One of my-
interesting.
It's one of my cronies.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. Spencer, what's your love life like?
I'm married.
Really?
Yeah.
How come you're not wearing the
You're
ring?
right.
I told her I don't want to wear a ring. I don't like jewelry.
Oh, that's smart.
But I noticed you have
I'm
a,
gonna use that line.
Well, maybe you could just call it a wedding hat.
Wedding. Yeah, it happened a week ago in Seattle. I did a comedy show, then got hitched, and that was it. Here I am.
Whoa, a week
It's
ago.
fresh.
a week ago?
Oh, it's fresh.
How long did you know this girl for?
5 years and change.
Did you get to have a batch party?
No bash party. The wedding was just 4 of us, and it was on a dock. I didn't let any family or people come. I guess my best man really fucking pussed out on the batch party though.
Well, let's have one right now. Have you ever wanted to be blown by a clown?
Two actually.
Let me ask you this. When you got married, did you, obviously you probably didn't wear a hat, right?
No.
Did you go ponytail?
I only rock the ponytail at work. I don't ever do the ponytail in the real world.
But I noticed that that's not a bracelet, that's actually a hair tie around your
Hair
wrist.
tie, yeah.
Correct?
Yes,
So
for work.
sometimes you go into it at random times.
You never know. Like I built a shed. You know, I built a shed earlier. I had to pop a PT in. You never know. It's good to be prepared. Better safe than sorry.
Hey, you said work isn't the real world. What's reality to you?
Work isn't good. Oh, reality?
Yeah.
I suppose staring
Said
at you
I
on the
wear a
belly room
ponytail.
stage with
I'm
ICT
surprised
makeup
you
on.
said I wear a ponytail, and then you were like, only at work, not in the real world. And I would like to know what reality is.
This, the belly room staring at
Just
you
this?
wearing clown makeup. Yeah,
Whoa.
usually I go to work,
This
I
is
stare at
realer
you.
than real.
This is as real as it gets, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We were both being fake right there in that moment.
Yeah, it was very bizarre.
Thanks for the transparency, though. It's not there with most of the posse. They're so private.
Spencer, what do you normally do, like, during the day if you're not working? Do you work at the bar during the day?
No, I work at night,
Yeah.
but I get off early enough where I can still do comedy. During the day, I really just write comedy. I just move, so I built a shed.
Wow, this shed keeps
This
coming.
shed is new. Yeah, I like this shed.
What are you gonna do in the shed?
He has a woman in there who he had a child with, and he keeps her there. And she's
He
not
married
allowed,
her,
she's not
that's-
I
allowed
keep
to
all my
leave.
apps.
Remember that movie Room?
I just wait hopelessly for comedy to start so I can go to Marty, see Jerron.
I like that. Spencer, you have a good look, but you seem kind of boring.
Boring?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You sort of, I wish you'd like let it rip.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing about you?
The craziest thing about me? That's a bizarre.
Yeah, what's some insane shit you've done?
Yeah. Creepiest thing you've Googled lately?
Creepiest thing I Googled. Probably the R. Kelly sex tape.
Oh,
Wow, the one with P?
I couldn't bring myself to watch it, but I heard someone say that he peed on her and came again.
Yeah,
so it was.
He's also underage, so
Yeah.
you're looking at underage porn and searching for underage porn.
How far into the tape did you make it?
No, I didn't make it, and it was 0 seconds into it. I'm working on R. Kelly bit that I'm working on, so I went deep into the research.
Research.
Yeah, you just call it research.
Well, it's funny, you walked right into it. To Catch a Predator figured out that a lot of open micers are probably up to something, and so we're under arrest.
Breaking news. All right, Spencer, it was nice to meet you. There you go.
That's a
Good job.
Robot Spencer. Keep it moving.
Hey, real quick though, what do you gotta go to watch this live streaming?
DeathSquad.live.
DeathSquad.live.
All right, because Peanut from 311 wants to know.
Perfect. Awesome.
I'm hooking him up.
We love Peanut from
I
311.
told him to comment if he has anything to say about what's happening.
I pulled the name out of the bucket, and that name is Gary Curtis.
Speaking of dicks, who's ready for this election to be over? Just me? I feel like this election has been like one weird, long, but good episode of Scooby-Doo. Because, I mean, this is why I say it's good. Usually you get to the end of the episode and they take the mask off the bad guy and he looks just like Bernie Sanders. But Bernie's been unmasked the whole time, right? We've seen it. We know he's the good guy. Obviously the bad guy's the orange creature with the bad wig that's been running around. So now I'm just waiting to get to the end of the episode, election, and they take the mask off of Donald Trump, and we realize like it's been George Bush the whole time. And then he says something like, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those darn Mexican kids. Not a lot of Scooby-Doo fans, huh? Hillary is obviously the Thelma of the situation. Nobody gave a fuck about her in the beginning, but now everybody else you wanted to root for is caught up in some bullshit. You don't want everybody to die, so you're like, I guess I'm with her.
Fuck yeah, Gary Curtis. Senior Daily Show correspondent, Gary Curtis.
Well, that's a great idea for the Clinton campaign. Hashtag, I guess I'm with her. I think it would work, you know, because it's like, yeah, well, what are you going to do? Can't be with the orange head, whatever you said.
Yeah, you hate Donald Trump. I follow you on Twitter, Doug, and you have a lot of
I don't want him to be president. You know, I'm all right with him that he exists, but he's not who I would go to for president.
Were you more of a Bernie person before?
I like Bernie a lot, but you know, I also like that Bernie jammed all of his agenda into the Clinton platform, so and he's still gonna be standing around saying what he thinks. I just think everybody needs to step up and, you know, really hold politicians accountable, including the media that Donald keeps blaming for all of his. You know, he's only as successful as he is because of the media, and he's complaining about them and saying that they're biased. Yeah, it's really biased how they cut to you every time you take a shit.
Yeah, you're right. There you go, Doug Benson. And what you need to know going into this year's election. We all vote with Doug Benson.
Wait a second, there's an election this year?
So Gary, we got your political views. I'd like to thank you because you're one of the first people to ever stand up from doing the. Oh, Jerron, you're still there. Oh, okay. You're not. I thought you were the same person for a second. I thought you just got up and started really.
No, he's the guy that's a part of our auditions. I see this motherfucker at every audition I go to. So
you guys are all going for Jaden Smith. All right, Gary, what do you do for work?
I work at Tom's.
Ah, the shoe place.
Yeah,
that's right.
We did this last week. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, last week.
A mere
you
7
should put like
days
an
ago.
occupation line on the
Let's
sign.
shake up the bucket.
It's a different bucket. Fuck yeah, Gary. Anything changed since last week? I don't remember anything about it.
What you do in the last week?
Last week.
How many times you jerk it?
You got a line up. You got a line up.
I need a haircut. I'm going home for my sister's wedding this week.
Oh,
She's
you are?
marrying a lady. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Where's that hometown at?
Jersey.
Jersey. Fuck yeah. Is it Jersey didn't smell fishy enough? There you go. Lesbian wedding in New Jersey.
Which ones call themselves the groom?
I'm sure it's my sister.
Oh, all right. Somebody's been held down by somebody or something.
Yeah, I love that.
You wrestle with her? She's strong?
Yeah, she's very strong.
Oh,
This is really compelling because that is an interesting thing, I guess, about you, right? So what do you think? Do you think that there was something that sort of like in your household or something that sort of made her that way, or was she always that way? Was she like a
Basketball?
Basketball?
Yeah, I heard basketball makes a lot of ladies gay.
Yeah, I actually have. Like those college.
I fucking love basketball. If I'm hooked on a drug, it's basketball. Fucking love fucking basketball. It's fucking basketball.
Fuck yeah.
I hope that happens every time somebody says basketball. Not that time.
Just said it again.
Yeah, not that time.
So, Gary, tell us more about your sister. Anything else? Have you met her girlfriend?
Oh yeah, she's.
Do you get, like,
they were on the same basketball team together in college.
I fucking love basketball. If I'm hooked on a drug, it's basketball. I'm kissing and I'm hugging fucking basketball. It's fucking basketball.
All right, request for a vote, because it's going to come up again.
Can you beat her in one-on-one?
Seriously, what'd you think of the USA team playing the basketball over there?
I think it's like every other one or something like that.
Oh no, well let's not say it anymore.
Gary, so your sister, did you notice anything when she was young about like when did you first know she was a lesbian? Did she tell you or did you have an idea first?
Started with high school.
Was your mom the basketball coach?
I fucking love basketball. If I'm hooked on a drug, it's basketball. Fucking love this sport, it's called basketball. It's fucking basketball.
Hashtag hate tweets.
Anyway,
Did you ever hear her scissor?
Never?
Nah, crazy. When she first brought the girl she's about to marry around, I definitely thought she was trying to fuck you. I
Right.
was definitely trying to fuck her.
Well, she probably was.
She probably was.
Has she ever tried to take your girl?
Nah.
Why was your set so clean and now you're talking about fucking the
But I do that. I've done that every other time.
Oh,
My sister
change
gave
it
I
up.
tried to switch it up. Yeah.
Okay, tonight was clean political humor.
Yeah.
What everybody's dying to hear right now. The sides aren't going at each other very hard, so it's a perfect time for just keep it sweet. You got a George Bush dig in there. I always like that. I don't think he comes up enough.
It wasn't even a W either. You went for a George Bush. You said George Bush. That's senior, right?
That's the first one.
Yeah, Quail. Yeah.
He wants the audience to remember shit that happened more than how long ago was that?
That was, jeez, 8 years ago.
But you got the stage presence thing
Oh,
down,
wait,
right?
it's more than that.
Right? He's smooth, right?
Yeah,
He
totally.
didn't stumble around or act nervous.
No, he's got that.
Yeah.
You're also working on temporary material that, in
Yeah.
like 6 months, you're just going to throw it away. Why even bother sometimes? You know?
No, his,
Right.
his sister's gonna be gay forever.
Right.
Why bother? It's gonna hurt me. It's gonna kill when you desert me.
There's definitely a reason to bother. There you go. There's definitely a reason to bother, but
How many words or
it is
phrases are
disposable.
going to get us into that hell? How many do you have ready to go? Because also, does the drummer just go along with it, or does he know?
Do you have a song about turkey sauces?
All right, Gary. Anything else interesting happened since the last week you were on?
Actually, I got it. Somebody came up to me that was at the show last week, and I have a meeting with the people from the production company
There.
after what they saw on the show last week.
From this show.
So yeah.
Boom. There you go. Then you
There you go.
I'm just gonna let you know, Gary. There you go. It's Gary Curtis, everybody. G Curtis be on Twitter.
I heard that on Walking Dead they were going to do a flashback to the preacher when he was younger, and I think he'd be perfect. I hope it works out.
I don't know what that means, but I love it.
You watch Walking Dead?
I don't.
Well, that guy looks like the guy.
Oh shit.
I stopped watching season 5.
Put your hands together for your next comedian, Heather Maruli, everybody.
My ex recently texted me a screenshot of his credit score, just to remind me that he's human trash, just a terrible person. I always knew he was bad because his name is a verb. His name is Sway, which isn't a real name. But I was suspicious of him for a while because he sent a text with the credit score that said, "Numbers don't lie, mija," and I was like, well, that's interesting because you lied about your age when we first started going out. And I found out he was actually 35. He said he was 28. But I was suspicious that he was older because he had his old concert tickets on the wall. And one of the concert tickets he had was to Radiohead at the Hollywood Bowl in 2001. I was like, oh, so you appreciated Radiohead when you were 14? Like, this doesn't make sense. So when I was suspicious he was older, I texted him. I was like, how old are you really? And he texts me back. He goes, how old do you think I am from the way that I sex you up? And I said between 55 and 75 years old.
Fuck yeah, Heather Maruli. Alright, I'm gonna take a guess here. I'm just
What?
shooting for the hip. I'm guessing that you live in the Los Feliz, Silver Lake area.
No,
Am I correct?
no, I wish.
You have
Oh
the
my
balls
God.
to pull off a Radiohead reference like that, right?
I wish
And not be an
I live in a
all-out
terrible
Radio,
neighborhood.
you mean the
Tony.
hugely popular band Radiohead?
Oh, there he is, our Silver Lake senior correspondent at radio. Super hipster.
Look at him over there. He's like, I'm a creep. So,
Happy to be here. Thank you so much.
He's a weirdo.
Was your boyfriend Mexican?
It's radio.
Yes, I.
yeah, Radiohead.
Why was he texting this credit score?
Because he thinks.
Was
it's
it a good
impressive.
score or a bad score?
It's good. It's like a 795.
Oh, so that makes him a dick? He's got a great score?
No, just that he has
Just
to talk
rubbing it
about
in?
it. Yes.
Okay.
He likes to talk about it because I have student loans. So.
I felt like you're
This is a little
saying...
late, but
I-
I'm a creep. All right, that's
Harry, did you realize
That was
right now
super
that
late.
that's what we were doing when we said that?
You thought I just took a shot at you like
I
you fucking
did,
creep.
man.
I had a feeling, and I almost went back to it and was gonna say. I mean, I sort of did say, but they started talking. That's amazing. I had a feeling. I should have just said it. That you realized we were doing a radio hit joke. That took like 37
If
seconds.
you'd have gone right into
That's
it when I
gotta be
said
its
it,
own
it would have brought the
singular.
house down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but the way you did it was still fun. So,
Heather.
Heather, I got a question. I don't want to forget it.
Go
I
ahead.
don't wanna forget it. It's just, and Tony, jump right in. Yeah, this is good to have
Jump right
the
in,
creep
swing.
underneath it. It felt more like you were just listing off a bunch of facts about things in your life
Yeah.
without punchlines. Go, Tony.
There you go. So let's get into it.
That's fair. Usually it's a much tighter joke, but I was kind of caught off guard.
So this guy sends you his credit score, and do you believe it? I mean, he lied about his age.
No, I believe it. He's really cheap and like tight with money.
What does he do for work?
He's a sound mixer.
How long you been dating this guy?
Oh, we broke up, but 2 years we dated.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long you guys been broken up for?
Like 8 months.
8 months.
We still do it. So.
He's a sound mixer. What? Still fucking?
Yeah.
Still getting
Sometimes.
Wait, what?
He's a sound what?
Sound mixer.
Wow.
Like on movies and stuff. Like, yeah.
I bet he is. He stays in the mix with you.
Hey, Brian, do you have a bonus sound effect?
Yes, he does.
Because he's implying that he just had a boner and it made that noise.
Well, that's cool. Has he ever shown you any of his work? Has he made anything cool?
Well, he does a lot of the sound mixing for like the Red Bull video game tournaments.
Is he doing anything cool? He asked you.
No, like he worked on the Florence Henderson show on VH1. I don't know. He has an IMDb that's full of
There's
stuff.
a Florence
that's,
Henderson
not
show on
relevant.
VH1? I can't believe I'm not watching VH1.
Immediately,
It was from
everybody can
years
Google
ago.
who this guy is, by the way. I'm
No,
sure
they
Florence
can't.
Henderson
No,
didn't have
they
that many
can't.
sound mixers.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Of course. They're not going to. I mean,
I
what,
know.
what are they going to say? Hey, listen to the girl you're fucking on a podcast. So,
Did
Heather.
somebody from the 20s just walk in?
Hello, it's me, your common Twitter troll. This is what I sound like. Heather, have you been dating guys since then? How's the last 8 months been?
Oh,
Are you
Heather, there's a
No,
buggy coming
I
down the street. Look out.
I haven't
Come on,
been out
Heather,
there.
talk to us more. We're
I
out
haven't
here
been
waiting
out
for
there.
you.
I've been sending some messages on Bumble, but I'm not into it. Like, it's too much time.
Bumble is the
hate
one
Bumble.
where what the guy
People want to
Women
fuck.
have to
It's only
send you-
people who want to fucking
Yeah.
honey?
No, women, you have to wait for the chick to respond to you.
The girl has to send messages.
It's a Manuaka honey-based dating app.
Wow, that's interesting. You get a lot of action off Bumble.
Well, no, I usually just send messages and see like if the guy's dumb or not. and
Right.
That's usually one of my.
Is anyone ever like, you look like a BBW Cher?
No. No. But thank you. That's a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm fine with that.
Gene Wilder, rest in peace.
There you go.
Just want to throw that in there.
Better right. I love that you did it right now. Perfect timing for that.
Something reminded me of it.
Fuck yeah.
This guy getting up and leaving reminded me of it. I was like, that guy looks like he wants to get up and leave. Gene Wilder, rest in peace.
Heather, what do you do for work?
I am a paralegal at a law firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your living situation?
I live in a horrible neighborhood south of USC.
Whoa.
But I live alone. I get split for $800. So.
Wow, that's not that cheap.
To live alone?
I know people who are living on virtually nothing.
I know a guy that just built a fucking shed to live in.
I know people who live through clowning.
What else, Heather?
What else? I don't know. I mean, there's not really much else. What do you want to know?
I don't know. Anything crazy happened in your life or anything lately?
Lately?
People are just like really not giving it up tonight.
I don't know if anything crazy's happened.
Okay, Heather. Well, there you go. Heather Marula, everybody. There she goes. We're gonna fly through 'em tonight, baby. She's on Twitter, @Heather. What's gonna happen next?
Yeah, if we call your name, you better have a crazy story ready.
Or there you go. Thank you, Doug. Just let them
Get it ready in your
let,
heads.
let them be boring. Put your hands together for Chris Wilmot, everybody.
White people gotta stop stealing all the tragedy hashtags and like putting our own spin on them. because we're bored. You see the hashtag All Lives Matter. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I work in a cell phone store. I deal with lives that don't matter constantly. All day long. They're usually white lives, because I'm not a racist. The other day, this white lady came in. She's buying her 12-year-old daughter an iPhone. During the transaction, the daughter calls the mom a cunt. Yeah. And she continued to buy the little cunt an iPhone. Nobody involved in that story's life matters, including the piece of shit that sold him the phone. I'm circumcised. I think it's weird that we still do that. Just a completely elective, cosmetic dick surgery that almost every guy gets and no one's ever consented to.
There it is. There's Wilma. Was there more to that? Was that the end of it? I mean that you have a point there. There's no real punchline there.
You know what?
I like your style though. You have accidentally really good timing. How long you been on stand-up?
Since March.
Since March. Fuck yeah, there you go. Fairly new.
Wow,
For
12
Chris Wilma.
months.
Doug knows.
I know my months.
Doug knows months.
Yeah, time works.
What do you do for work, Chris?
I work in a cell phone store.
Oh, that's where that material came from.
Have you been on the show before?
No, I haven't.
Wow, a supplement store.
No, cell phone store.
Oh, a cell phone store.
He got lost in his arms.
Yeah. Tony, can you do some of your supplement humor?
That's why I repeated it back in question form. A supplement store because I didn't quite hear. Oh, yeah,
Which one?
I didn't think a cell phone stores existed.
He just talked about cell phones
I
and
don't
buying
take any
them.
supplements.
Whatnot.
Adderall.
Yes.
I take
Succulent store? Like you sell succulents?
How did that story end in the
Cell
cell
phone.
phone store? You were a customer or someone else was a customer?
No, there's a 12-year-old girl kind.
Oh yeah.
Involved.
But why were you in there? You're just.
I work there.
Is that what you were?
You said you worked there?
I do work there.
Did you say it in the joke, or did you say that you were at a cell phone store?
No, I said I work at a cell phone store.
Okay.
I deal with
What
lives
the
that don't
fuck is
matter.
a cell phone store? Like,
It's just a Verizon
It's in every
store.
mall right next to
So
the
you work
supplement store.
So you work for Verizon?
Say Verizon.
Yeah, okay.
Is that the answer?
Yeah, I work at Verizon.
So you're a Verizon guy.
Yeah, like I sell
Can you
people
hear him now?
bullshit phones.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
There you go.
Jerron said
Maybe
that.
that's why I couldn't understand you. Sure.
Are you
But
excited
if
to
you
go to
all say it
work?
at the same. Okay.
Are you excited to go to work? Do you make every day an event, Horizon? Horizon. Fuck, I fucked that up. But thank you. I've always wanted clown rim shots. The scariest thing to me would be a clown rim job.
Chris,
Nobody? Everybody here wants that?
we're gonna do a segment that we debuted a few weeks ago on Chris. He's been doing stand-up since March. We are going to do an in-depth thing. This is the return of the brand new segment, Who Are You? Congratulations, Chris. You have been selected to be the new Who Are You person on the show.
What does that mean?
We're gonna find out some shit about you, Chris. Are you ready to enter the honesty chamber?
Yes.
Oh no!
Are you sure you're ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, Chris. Here we go. Anything interesting about your childhood?
Who are you seems a lot like the rest of the show.
That's what
No, we're gonna go deeper.
Yeah.
Who touched you?
I think it's
Who is you
Who have I touched?
Yeah, who have you
With my
moved?
comedy.
Who have you moved?
All of these people.
Oh, that's
What's
not
your
true.
middle name?
Alright.
What happened to that bit?
Chris. You,
I thought
Doug.
you had
You're
some
just
questions.
you're on fire tonight.
I thought you
Yeah, I
had
thought I had
questions.
prepared it. Is this like a new
We are slowly being aborted.
What do you do for work, Chris?
So we're in a supplement store.
Wait, you do that whole who are you
No, it's
setup?
Jerron.
That's the same question you ask every time, and you already asked him?
It's the worst. The worst. Are you ready to enter back in, Chris?
Yes.
Get into it!
Doug.
Come up, you do it.
Chris, where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Can you get more descriptive than just the name of the state?
Erie, Pennsylvania, Little Detroit, they call it. It's right on Lake Erie.
What do your parents do for work?
My mom teaches autistic kids.
Hello.
And my dad is like an apartment inspector. I don't know.
Apartment inspector.
Make sure they're up to code. I guess. Yeah.
What do you do? What did you do before moving to LA? Were you a transfer from Verizon?
Dispatching snowplows.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What laws have you broken? What laws have you broken?
Good question.
I don't even think I'm legally like allowed to be a resident in my apartment, so like I feel like I'm constantly breaking laws.
Why are you not legally be a resident in your
Not
apartment?
on the lease or anything like that.
This segment is called Who the Fuck Are You?
We're finding
Go
out
deep!
one of the most boring human beings of all time. Well, I guess the naughtiest lie I ever broke was sleeping at my apartment at night. I'm not on the lease, it turns out. I'm that kind of roommate.
On Halloween, I reached into the bowl and took 2 mini fun bars.
I'm what you would call the guy that sleeps in the other bedroom. Chris, last date you went on, what was that like?
I was actually G-Eazy's baby mom, according to her. I don't know.
Who's G-Eazy?
It's like he's like a
White
rapper.
rapper.
Yeah, white rapper. And she has a child. She has a child. by him.
It had like interesting beats to it, but it was just sadder more than anything else. So, some white rapper you had sex with.
I didn't have sex with her. It just yeah. I tried to.
Were you a father to the child?
Not at all. I didn't even meet the child.
To be your baby mommy, don't you have to fuck and then
The
have a baby?
white rapper is the father
Yeah.
of this woman's
Oh,
child.
so you
There's a
just
stepdad.
I was the stepdad for like a
you're
decade.
taking care of this child?
Yeah,
Buying a formula?
basically, yeah.
Hey, I did that shit for a year.
Okay, anyway, it's just getting sadder and sadder. So Chris, how long did you date this girl for?
I went on one date with her. You said what was the last date?
What was that like? Did you get her in bed? Was she G-Eazy?
She was not.
So what happened?
WT fuck are
Chris,
you?
Chris, can you describe anything that happened?
We went to tacos and then
You went to tacos? We went to taco, put in mouthy. Choo choo choo. Into stomach, then we poop. So much fun at taco. Keep going, tell us more.
It's a very uneventful story. It's like the chick before me with nothing. I'm sorry.
All right, there he goes, Chris Wilmot, everybody. He's on Twitter as the real Broch. Broch? B-R-O-C-H. Brooch. There you go. We got a slogan, I real nothing, the real Brooch. We're just flying through it tonight. This is an interesting rapid fire episode of Tell Tony. I know this guy. He's been doing stand-up for years with all of us. Put your hands together for DeMar Randy, ladies and gentlemen. It's just sad. Is that DeMar? Aw, no DeMar.
Basketball.
Alright, pull another name out of the bucket. Basketball. Yeah, I pulled another name out of the bucket. Put your hands together for Dicey.
Okay, I hate to bring the mood down. I know this is a comedy show, but I have some statistics regarding white people. Yeah. Apparently, 80% of white people can kiss my ass. That's not funny. When did that number get so high? I still want to come back as a white woman in my next life, though. I do. I'm only going to fuck black men still. I want to come back as a white woman so I can say shit like, do you know what I mean? I'm here if you need to talk. I want to come back and say shit like that. They have fun, white women. They do. There should be more diversity in the world, you know, especially in the tanning industry. There's no black girls that have ever facilitated a tan. When's the last time you saw a black bitch give a tan? And who better to warn you of the effects this dark-ass skin is going to have of you?
Oh yeah, Brian went with an extra loud beast roar. I think he's part of the 80% of white guys that you don't like. Oh, Jesus.
I liked how on her opening, the 80% of white dudes, the whitest person in the room knocked his drum kit over. As soon as he heard it,
he's Mexican. But you can't tell with the face.
But you're white tonight. You're overboard white right now.
All right, Dicey. What has happened recently that makes you hate white people so much? Let's just get into it. You can say anything here.
Well, it's just that I've been black my whole life. And
no, but what lately?
I mean, that is lately. That's shit. I mean, you know, they just ignore me. They'll see me walking. Like, white people, this is what they do. When they see you walking into a building, they don't know you're black. You know, they just feel a body behind them. But then when they turn around and see that you're black, they just let the door close in your face. Like, shit like that.
No. Where does this happen? No. I don't do that to black people. I do that to bitches. Are you? Are you?
I thought that was such an obvious joke. I thought that joke would be so obvious.
Are you following this person into their apartment late at night, maybe?
Why would that work better than mine?
Hey, white people, y'all will let the door hit us in the face. Y'all know that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's true.
And he's happy.
Where does that happen? Where's the last
that.
place physically? Marty's, where you live.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, for the 7 open micers that know what that is. I love it. They
Well,
cracked
fucking
up at
3
that.
of them motherfuckers.
Dicey, where do people let the door hit you in the face at? Where are you when that's happening?
At the mall, at the grocery
What mall?
store.
And what mall doesn't have sliding doors anymore? Is there some security guard there that just hits the pause button when you walk by? Oh, you're gonna need to wait a second, lady. What kind of mall still has swinging doors? What kind of fucking peasant mall are you going to, Dicey? And why would what kind of white people?
It's the Goodwill.
Even better question: what kind of white people are going to this mall?
Beverly Center
That's hilarious to me. Beverly Center doesn't even have doors. It just has escalators. You just walk in. You don't even. There's not even a door at any point. We don't use doors anymore.
Have you ever dated a white person before?
You know what? I've let a lot of white men buy me dinner and stuff. Then I feel like they want to play out their slave fantasies on me, and I'm like, no.
Why is that happening? Why is that even a choice? Why is that happening?
What did you download there?
Every single week, anytime a black person's on lately, even though I specifically tell them to, you know, and less is more, but I guess more is more every single Monday with Brian.
None of that is more.
Right.
It's like her set was very backwards racist.
Of course. So that's what we're trying to look for.
John Legend is
that's what we're trying to talk about in depth without the music interrupting every single
Hey, Dicey, where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
Wow, that is interesting. What part?
Dallas.
Get the fuck out of here.
There's no reason to ask her to leave,
That's why she hates
My
white.
first lady.
Yeah.
My first girlfriend was from Plano. She was black.
Oh yeah, you like black girls, huh, Pat?
No.
You said that a lot of white guys have gotten to take you to dinner. Where does it normally go wrong? When you say play out their slave fantasies, like, have you had sex with a white man before?
No, I've never had sex with a white man.
What's the closest you come?
I mean, like,
How many inches from it were you?
no, how many inches was he from it?
That's probably the problem, right?
Right.
Yeah, you need some action.
What's the closest that you came to hooking up with a white guy?
I think I kissed one on the cheek.
Whoa! Wow! It's like tripping over home on your way to first. Jesus, the old kiss on the cheek. That's
Was it
the farthest.
Was it Santa? That's Joel Minnis wrote that one.
We know she loves to go to the mall, so it very easily could have been. So wow, just a kiss on the cheek.
That's it.
What? Why do you
It was
think
just
that
always
is?
weird. It was weird, you know, like
Why?
because they were white.
What's the what's different between a date with a white guy and a date with a black guy for you?
Well,
Other than the actual color of the skin.
I mean, the conversation is just totally different. White people talk about stuff like they have time to think about like zombie apocalypses and shit.
I knew we were getting something. I knew I was getting something. That's why I asked these fucking questions. And what do black people talk about on these dates? If white people talk about zombie apocalypses.
Oh, we talk about getting shot and staying alive.
Oh, that's a baloney. No way.
And not having sex with white people.
You're so funny. Getting shot.
I haven't dated in a long time because
I sure have been getting shot a lot lately. How about you? This is one of the best first dates I've ever been on, black person. Sure been getting shot a lot. But yeah, I'm about to shave you right now. Let's do it. That's my impression of a black guy for some reason. White surfer voice.
I liked when she did the white voice. I like that.
Yeah,
that was cute.
good.
The white girl thing?
Yeah, white girl thing.
Thanks.
And maybe I thought of it sounded like Stacey Dash, who's not white but does a white girl
No,
voice.
she is.
She should.
She is
Exactly.
What's the whitest thing about you?
The whitest thing about me
Finally.
is probably
Her
like
eyeballs.
the white man who raped my great grandmother.
Oh I wonder how many generations like it's gonna take before like maybe like that starts to dissipate a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, I eat kale.
But I mean, no, I mean like literally. Like I wonder like how many thousands of years do you think until people like because there's been so many cultures that have had slavery and everything.
Yeah, but you can't like just forget rape.
Right, and also
Yeah.
Wait, what
Unless you're one of Bill Cosby's.
Which was
But I was gonna say, in Germany, they the students, the kids, they study the Holocaust. They have a moment each day where they remember the Holocaust. Like I think remembering this stuff and accepting it and moving on from it is important. So I don't think we should sit around going, let's stop thinking about slavery. Let's think about it more.
oh my God!
I know you were joking around.
Politics
I know
with
you were
Doug is
joking
like
around.
literally one of the most depressing subjects ever.
Yeah, no, that was horrible.
I think we should.
Everybody's really down now.
I think we
because they
should.
said we should think about slavery.
If Armenians
I didn't
still
say we
have
shouldn't think about slavery.
Hey, Dave Dicey.
You said, when's it going to stop coming up? When are we going to stop talking about it? Never! We should never stop talking
I
about
didn't
it.
say when are we going to stop talking about it. I just said
Sure, roll back the tape.
So Dicey, you're married, right?
I'm married.
Yeah? What does your husband do?
He's an actor, and so we're pretty broke.
Has he been on anything we know?
Well, he's some
I see.
Adidas commercial, Lifetime movies, stuff like that.
Thank you.
Scary black man, that's what he plays.
Really? That's cool.
He kind of looks like the Predator a little bit.
I saw him in the bathroom.
This is your boyfriend?
That's my husband. He's here right now.
Oh shit! Really? Oh shit!
Shout out.
Is that him? Did I just immediately find him with my eyes?
Shout out to Travis.
Husband.
I've got good news for him. They just greenlit Battlefield Earth 2.
Fuck Fuck yeah, he does look like Predator. Holy shit. I like that. Fucking Larry Fitzgerald.
They're making another Predator too.
Oh, I love that. Where'd you meet that guy at?
At the grocery store, fresh and easy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's where the white people slam the door in her face. The fresh and easy. All right, fuck it then. I'm done. I'm done.
What neighborhood is that Fresh and Easy?
It was in Hollywood, and our wedding was Hollywood themed, and we had a girl from TMZ marry us.
Wow.
And she was like, she was fresh and easy. So that's it. She actually said that in front of my parents at the wedding.
Girl from TMZ. What did she do for TMZ?
She's one of the hosts on there. She's actually the only person that replied to our Craigslist ad for
So instead of
That
like
is the funniest shit in the world. Truth is, she's the only person that really.
instead of like you may now kiss the bride, was it you may now attack the cameraman?
Fuck yeah. Dicey, what's the nicest thing a white person's ever done for you? Yeah, let me ask that differently. What's your favorite thing that a white person's ever done for you?
favorite thing. Well, my white friend, I always ask them if I could use them for their whiteness, like to find an apartment and shit like that. So the nicest thing is finding me an apartment, like calling and being the white voice for me.
The West Side Rentals password.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the nicest thing.
That's it?
Probably.
Jesus.
Would you like to do the Ice House this Friday for the Death Squad show?
Whoa, Dicey! Look what happens. If you complain about racism, we have to overcompensate for it. Welcome to 2016, ladies and gentlemen, right in front of your fucking eyes.
What time on Friday?
10 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
Don't be late.
I won't.
Anyway. Dicey, there she goes. She's on Twitter, Dicey Comedy. Setting what could be one of our most recent land speed records for getting through people.
Can I get another drink? Do you want
Fuck
another
yeah.
one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a Crown
More
Royal and
drinks for
Coke.
everybody.
Round of drinks for everybody,
Me
Josh,
too.
or anybody. Hold another name out of the bucket. Put your hands together for Rich Castaldo. Rich Castaldo? Oh, he's coming. Here he is, Rich Castaldo. Give him the mic. Just hand him the microphone. Or put him up. Fuck yeah. You want to go back or start it there?
He was saying grab the back handles.
Yeah, grab the handles.
All right, chill, guys.
Fuck yeah! Rich Castaldo.
Yeah, you should give me a round of applause for getting up here because this is a pain in the ass. Yeah, we did. All right, yeah. So my name's Rich Castaldo. At least it was until I got to Ellis Island. They're like, Castle what? We don't understand what that is. So they shortened it to Dick Castle to sound more American. Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing a sit-down comedy, and I say that, and I know it's stupid and lazy, but you know we're here, so. Anyway, so people ask me why I'm in a wheelchair all the time, which is kind of annoying. I was actually I'm Italian, and I was shot 9 times, so people think I was in the mafia. Like, what actually happened was I was shot by 2 white disgruntled goth kids. But I have a solution to the problem, and that would be to build a wall around Hot Topic. Oh, that's it. That was a minute already.
You want here? Do some more if you want. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I like to smoke. Actually, I have my 420 shirt on. I like to smoke weed sometimes. Yeah, go Benson. Yeah, but sometimes it's not legal everywhere. But it's quasi legal here. But when I'm in other states, you have to. I stick to government sanctioned stuff, liquor, porn.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's it. I gave you some extra time, but Jesus Christ.
Get a real good list of
30
all the
seconds looking
things
up
that
there.
are legal. Yeah.
I don't think that joke had legs, Rich.
Did you go to Columbine?
Yeah.
Did you go to Columbine?
He went to Columbine.
Yeah, it really was a Columbine. And that's not funny because it's everybody's like, what the fuck? You know.
You didn't really.
No, I swear to God. Look
Are
it
you
up.
fucking
I'm-
serious?
He even has his book bag right here.
Holy shit!
What are you talking about?
Are you serious? Or are you just
I'm
playing?
100% serious.
Wow,
He
that
said
is
he
so
got
fucking
shot by
crazy.
some goth kids.
Yeah, Rock Kids, Colorado. Add that up.
I saw you in the documentary.
Yeah, I'm in that fucking Michael Moore shit.
Yeah, he was on the
Bowling for Columbine?
That's the one, yeah.
Did
Wow.
you recognize him from that?
Yeah.
Because that was how many years ago now?
2000.
Why does a guy up there know exactly what Columbine
He's
is?
autistic.
What a weirdo.
He's autistic.
The movie you're talking about came out in 2003. I think. 2002.
Wow. Is it hard for you to talk about that day? It's pretty
Yeah, it's
fun.
not really my favorite topic. Like I said, people ask me that shit all the time. It's like fucking, I don't know.
Of course.
It's kind of irritating, but at the same time, it's like I gotta overcome and shit. I got overcome.
But it's
Not
interesting,
slavery,
though,
but
that-
something, you know.
It's interesting that, like, we kind of, I don't know how many people put together specifically Columbine from just a couple of goth kids. So we just assumed there was some random goth kids. Like, it's almost like you pretty much kind of need to just really tell us the story.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
it's definitely.
But then again, the Hot Topic line's pretty funny. But I don't know how much people will laugh at it in the context of being part of Columbine.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
if you were
why-
in Columbine, I would just say hit it on the head. If you just say a couple goth kids, people are gonna think it was
But
Pat
then-
Reagan
but
and
then-
Joel Jimenez.
Maybe have it in your intro when you play a club, like you know him from Columbine. And,
Yeah, that's the, isn't that a challenge though?
He did come out. He did come out to like basketball music
Yeah, it's-
though, like they could have.
What is happening? Why is this
you
song
say
playing
you're
right
he keeps
now?
playing it because
He
it's
played
about
basketball
school
music.
shootings.
Oh,
School
okay,
shooting
I get it.
If you say you're in Columbine in your act, though, you will become like a Columbine guy, and people will ask
Yeah.
you questions about it nonstop.
That's
So
what I was trying to avoid.
I think I see.
Well,
What
so maybe don't bring it up at all then, instead of a veiled reference to it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to tackle it, then you can tackle it. You know, there's certain things that, like, you know, I feel like. How long have you been on stand-up?
not really tackle
Sit
roll
down.
over.
Are you taking the Ranazizi approach to comedy?
Rich, how long have you been doing stand-up, Rich?
The last, well, off and on for a few years, but a little bit more serious the last 6 months, I guess, really.
It looks like your side caps are handicapped too. Wait,
My
shit,
side
sideburns.
Oh, side.
You got really fucked up side caps, dude.
It's a side cap thing there, see?
You got a real side cap situation.
I gotta roll over there. So, fuck yeah, Rich.
It's an interesting conundrum that he presents us.
Yeah, definitely. It is one of a kind.
Yeah, I do follow-up jokes on 9/11, AIDS, and
All the
Do
good
you
stuff.
do jokes about those things?
no.
You don't. What do you mostly talk about? How much time altogether do you think you have of material that you like and that you're confident with?
Altogether, I mean, I have a lot of shit, I guess. But probably
Just take a guess
maybe
at
a
it, Rich.
solid 5 or 6 minutes, I think.
It almost took you 5 or 6 minutes to think about answers, so I believe you do.
He's the first person out the bucket with a credit though.
It's true.
I actually have a few IMDb's, but they're all, well, 3/4 of them are Columbine, which is irritating.
What's the fourth one?
It's this random thing I was in for one of my friends. It was called Getting Lemons. It was like an indie film.
Indie doc about.
I'm not even really in. I'm like an extra, and I'm not even really
Okay.
in it technically. But,
It's still in your top 4.
it's an IMDb credit, so I'll take it. You
There
know?
you go.
What makes you want to do sit-down comedy?
I'm fucking tired of being, you're that guy, blah, blah, you know. People come up to me and say, you're that fucking guy. It's like, oh, God, I don't want to talk about that shit for the millionth time, you know. So now I'm talking about it, but just in a way that, like, it's not fucking depressing, basically. So.
Is it enough to make you want to kill?
Yeah.
Joel Menace, Whitmore.
You put on that makeup and it just changes you.
They just had a pat moment.
Evil white guy.
You know, Rich, it's like one of the it's unbelievable. Like, so I can't tell. Like, are you trying to talk about it yourself to like for therapeutic, or like does it feel good? Do you notice when you talk about it on stage?
Well.
Or would you think it would feel better if it got like heavy laughs and things like that?
Well, I never know how to talk about it, and like. I prefer not to talk about, but if people want to talk about it to me constantly, so if I'm going to talk about constantly,
You should probably not talk about it if you don't want to talk about it. You should probably.
You're the guy that brought it
Can I ask
up.
you a question? What do you mean we brought it up? You said you were killed by a couple of goth kids. Like, who's ever heard of that?
Did you know sitcom laughter for you?
No, yeah, one of the myths is that like everybody that was shot or injured like made fun of them, which totally wasn't true. I was just kind of there. I get like trolls online giving me hate mail sometimes. Like seriously, like,
For what?
They think I fucking bullied them. I'm like, you got it totally wrong. Just like,
You bullied them?
that's what people think.
How'd they get your email?
At Columbine? You were a bully?
No,
No, that's.
What's the idea? Is there was a couple of nerds that shot
I got it. No, I got it. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Tony's trying to think of puns, so.
No, I'm trying to fucking.
Oh, there's a rapper that came up with the song recently that said "Shoot 'em up like Columbine."
Yeah, I was listening to that today. It's broccoli.
What the fuck?
Little broccoli. Fuck yeah! For those of you that like,
Got it.
for those of you that like mixing your wrap and vegetables, little broccoli is out now.
Yeah, whatever. Never liked vegetables.
How long have you been doing comedy?
Since years.
It was a few years, but you've been doing it more aggressively the last 6 months.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, a little more aggressive.
Hey, so what do you do with the getting up on stage every time?
It's an asshole. Yeah.
Why don't they make wheelchairs with like built-in ramps?
Yeah, they're just really expensive.
Yeah, there's one for like 50 grand that like does. I just watch a YouTube on it, but I think it literally costs.
Why don't they make wheelchairs that make you walk?
They have those. They have those. Though, if you Google it.
I've never heard somebody complaining to a guy in a wheelchair. Why don't they make it perfect for you?
Why do you make it so hard on yourself?
Yeah. Don't you ask them? Hey, get me a ramp. Don't you call ahead when you go places? But shit, man.
How long you been in LA?
I like what he's doing. I like him.
Yeah.
10 years, I guess.
10 years.
Something like that.
Huh.
Close to it.
Where do you live? What area do you live in?
I live in Hollywood.
Yeah.
5 miles, no, like 4 miles east of there, something like that.
You drive?
Yeah. I drive with hand controls, and that confuses people too. I'm constantly explaining that. Another thing, people come up and pray to me, which is annoying because I'm basically an atheist. So I don't like people coming up and praying for me.
They
I'm
just
like,
start praying?
Did I start praying?
They just start praying?
Well, they like randomly talk to me like, hey, I want to pray for you. Like, I've been in a wheelchair 17 years. It hasn't worked yet. But I don't want to know when it's going to start.
Do you talk about that on stage?
Yeah. I have a joke about that.
You have a joke about that.
I have at least partially a joke about that.
Okay. Fuck yeah. Huh.
He just has to decide between talk about Columbine or not talk about it. Because if you talk about it, it's very interesting and unique to you. But also, you may just not want to have to discuss it with every single person.
I mean, we know a guy that got an HBO special out of saying that he had cancer.
What's the first thing you do if you got used to your legs?
Right? I mean, he might have.
And that man is Carlos Mencia.
My buddy opened for him, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Your buddy opened for Carlos?
Yeah, I know this dude Josh Blue in Denver. I used to know. I haven't really talked to him in years, but yeah, he opened for Carlos Mencia.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Blue is famous from Last Comic Standing.
Josh Blue's a good dude, and
show you'll probably never be on. There it was. Rich, what do you do for work?
Nothing right now. You hired?
Oh yeah, you probably make like some sweet Columbine money, huh? Like, there's gotta be some type of payday. Did Michael Moore just keep it all for himself?
Yeah. A lot of people say I should like shame him into giving some. He didn't give me any of the money. No. But,
you guys get like a cool settlement from that or anything? How does that work?
Oh yeah, I mean there was a settlement with like the cops and shit. mad like I trust him.
Okie dokie. Some questions.
Your instincts were right when you say you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I think you don't want to talk about it. So maybe like just roll with it, or you're like, yeah. I mean, why did you say that? I swear to God, I did not mean to do that. I noticed right after I said it. Like just like ignore it and make a joke or something about the wheelchair. I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, then you don't want to talk about it. There's certain things that like.
Yeah, you don't have to be a spokesman.
There's certain things about my life that I still haven't, talked about because I don't think I'm ready yet.
You got it.
All right. Rich Castaldo, everybody. There he goes. Rich Castaldo. He's on Twitter. Dick_Castle.
Sounds like heaven, Dick Castle.
Just think, Rich, if that lady before you didn't complain about racism, you would almost assuredly be at the Ice House on Friday. Let that bother you for the rest of the week.
This is the most helpful, insane clown posse ever.
This is the quite mellow clown
They're
posse.
so helpful and sweet. They're really gentlemen, those.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Rich Castaldo. An American hero. He's on Twitter at Dick_Castle.
If I could get another drink, that'd be great.
We have a regular. She does a brand new 60 seconds every single week. It's one of the toughest things to do. Unlike the people that you saw out of the bucket who debuted a lot of their 60 seconds sets tonight, she does a new one every single week. Put your hands together for Vanessa Johnston.
Hi guys. Holocaust. Nazis turned Jews into soap, which is kind of fucked up. Why would you make soap out of a group of people who you think are dirty?
That's the real question.
I'm never gonna round up a bunch of homeless people, turn them into a foam dispenser, and then scrub my face. But Germans don't care because they smell like shit, right? Like, they drink beer and eat sauerkraut all day. It doesn't matter what they wash with. So they decide to put the soul in sulfate soap. Does anyone know if they put a disclaimer on the box or if you just had to guess based on price? You're like, this soap is cheap. It's probably part Jew.
Fuck yeah, a special 60 seconds of pure hate speech this week. Really bringing the Holocaust back in a big way.
Impressive deep dive.
Why would you make soap out of people that are so gross and dirty? And then not only that, but then you attack the Germans after that. Like, I like that. I mean, you're just against everybody. Double Holocaust. Let the Germans kill the Jews, and then you want to kill the Germans after that. I see what's going on. Complete world domination. This is a real, like, policey situation we're dealing with.
A white person who hates white people.
She didn't call the Jews dirty, the Germans did.
Right.
I totally got that.
Yeah, that's true. Very good.
Yeah.
It seemed like a few of those jokes near the end, you could actually just wrap it up easier. Instead of having that be its own joke, just try to take the tag from that and kind of make it sound more natural.
Yeah, some of those jokes need more time in the oven.
And you're just the clown to lead the kids into it.
Anything else exciting in life happening?
No.
Anything else crazy happened this week?
I watched Dexter all weekend. That's probably why it's fucked up.
Yeah.
The first season, the whole thing, all weekend. Yeah.
I'm gonna love it for
I
a
like
couple
it.
more
It's
seasons.
like my inner monologue. What?
I'm gonna love it for a couple more seasons. And then
No,
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
cut
really
off at the
pissed off.
first season. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Vanessa
Awesome.
Johnson.
Thanks, guys.
Brand new man, Vanessa Johnson. We have enough time for a turbo set. We'll go into the bucket one more time. Do your minute. Keep it tight, whoever you are. Joe Watler, everybody.
Hello. I have two boys, and kids are a lot of fun. Hanging out with my kids even inspired me to create a new drink. He makes juicy juice, an otter pop, whipped cream vodka, quarter pixie stick, and human tears. Either from you or the kids, doesn't matter. Then you drink it through a licorice straw and call it a drunken babysitter. The kids like that drink too. I don't know if it's the booze or the sugar. They get pretty sleepy after. It's nice because it has all the flavor of a Casey Anthony, but only the strength of a Cosmopolitan. That's tight. That's done.
That's tight. That's nice. Wow.
Tight. Tight. You've been great. Good night.
Holy shit. How long you been on stand-up for? First time?
No.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Sometimes I guess and I'm dead on.
I thought you were going to keep it tight like 30 seconds, not like...
Yeah, well, that's a great line if you come too fast. It's tight.
Everything's all right. Yeah. Please forget everything I said before. Joe, what's the story? What do you do for work? I gotta go. Joe, that's Joe Wattler. There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, we gotta go.
Sorry. He's on Twitter, Max Capacity 1. We run out of time. We have a hard out. Here's the drawing from Ryan J. Ebel, ladies and gentlemen. Young Jamie. Wow, on the ship. Look at that. That's crazy. RyanJebel.com. Young Jamie Vernon on the back, Pat Reagan, you can go. Joe Wattler's Max Capacity 1 on Twitter. Pat Reagan's at Patty Reagan.
Joel Jimenez at Mostly Sorry.
Mostly Sorry. Jerron Horton. Watch I'm Dying up here. Showtime is coming up in, what is it, November? Not till March. Doug Benson.
Oh. Screen Junkies Plus, my new show Pitch Off, starts Wednesday.
Fuck yeah.
And watch the Eric Andre show on Friday on Adult Swim.
Definitely. And watch
Why not?
The Comedy Central roast of Rob Lowe, another roast that I wrote for, is going to be out on Labor Day. So you can watch that. Watch Ann Coulter eat shit like she deserves to. Terrible human being. You thought Ann Coulter was bad before, turns out she's worse. I love you all. Thank you, live audience. Good night.